It's Andy here from cryptocompare.com, bringing you the cryptocurrency video. So we've had a few days off. It's not through not wanting to bring you any news or any reviews. It's just nothing's really gone on in the Dapp space, if I'm honest. We've had some ROIs drain and go. So TronDouble.com is no more. We've got Tron Village is no more. There is a lot of failed launches. There's talks of sites coming, and there's a couple more. Let's say a couple more. It's probably about 30 more ROI Dapps that's launched recently. So I'm trying to stay clear of these ones now, not these get rich quick schemes, to be honest. This probably is the only one look that I'm involved in now in bankroll. But we'll talk about Look. It's only just launched an hour or so ago at the time of this video. Talk about some of the updates that's going on and what's happening in the Dapp space. So if you're new to the channel, you're not yet subscribed, please go ahead, click on the subscribe button below, turn on post notifications by clicking on the bell, and please give this video a thumbs up if you like the content. If you want us to review any certain Dapps, if you have any questions you want to ask, please put them in the comments below. Okay, so for those of you familiar with the Dapp space now, bankroll was an ROI, is an ROI contract which rewards 3.3% per day. Okay, I have 3,300 in the contract. I have withdrawn 2,900. Now I didn't put 3,300 in it. I think I put about 1,000 in, 1,500. But I've had my ROI back on this now. I was playing roll when it first launched before it went back down. I've just been using the credits and doing that and withdrawing as well. So yeah, so obviously with any of these games, with the games, obviously if you're putting more Tron in than you can afford to lose, you're gambling. A lot of these are gambling apps, and Tron is known as the gambling blockchain blockchain token now, you see, which I don't think they wanted to be known as, but obviously a lot of people have took it on board. We'll talk about other news in Tron towards the end of this video. But yeah, so Banklook was launched by Bankteller to fund their bankroll contract. Now this was at highest about 108 million, I think, or nearly 109 million. But you can see this contract has been drained now, and he's basically encouraging people to drain the contract so they can put money into Look. If we have a quick look at the stats when they load, there you go. So you can see a lot more people are withdrawing from the contract now. There's the last 7 days. You can see that purple is deposits, blue is withdrawals, and you can see the shift happened towards the end of March, because that was when he was initially going to launch Look. It didn't go to plan. It didn't launch when it should have launched. It launched a bit later. There's been problems with it and energy and the like. It obviously got took down, and now it's only just launched again today. So hopefully it'll turn itself back round. But obviously make sure you get your return on what you put in these first, and then everything else you're playing with is just profit. So we'll show you Look real quick. So Look is basically just a dice game, but whatever you win in Tron. If you lose, it goes into credits. There's the buddy system, so people who lose behind you, depending on how much you roll, or it doesn't matter how much you roll, but depending on your rolls, you get a percentage of the losses as credits. And then obviously there's a chance of winning this jackpot as well. So we'll put it on, I don't know, 50. Let's say put it on 50 Tron. If you're going to play this, be advised that the energy, it does take a lot of energy to play it. Obviously, once you run out of energy, I've got a bit frozen, but once you run out of energy, it then starts eating into your Tron. So you want to make sure that you're getting at least something back to cover you. So at this stage, if you're doing under 92 instead of under 95, we're getting 2.7 Tron. The 0.7 Tron should cover the energy and any fees, and then we're getting 2 Tron on every successful spin. So we'll just spin it here. The spins are quite fast. I've not really auto or rolled it, you see. So you can see there's the credits there as we go, someone behind us. And then any Tron we win will go in here. Yeah, straightforward game. You can keep this rolling, basically auto rolling. I'll have one more shot go. There you go, you can see, so that's people losing behind me. That allows me to do the credits, and then my Tron just goes into here, and then you can just claim your credits. What happens is you click claim your credits, you'll see that the transaction goes to here. If you go back to bankroll by clicking on the bankroll tab, you can see that it was showing here under sponsorships and pending referral, and then you literally just click roll or withdraw. And what happens is the money you get from your contract will go into your wallet, and then the money that you get from luck will go onto your credit total. So you're playing with your credits basically. Yep, so bank luck, link in descriptions for bank luck. Still not to be sniffed at, a lot in the contract. Just obviously be careful, don't put too much money in any of these. Okay, so Pokertron. Really like Pokertron. As an ex-semi-professional poker player, I used to play poker. This is video poker, it's not Texas Hold'em. I am familiar with poker being a new phase of these Dapps now over the ROI contracts, which is good. I do know about play.gok.network. One of the devs, Tony's, reached out to me on that. I will have a quick look at that, and then if I can get it to sync, because they have problems with TronPay and TronLink, then we'll do a video on that in the coming days. But Pokertron, if I just refresh it, maybe having a competition running. Here we go. So they're going to be giving away 20 million Tron, and it starts tomorrow. It's open to bot mining, so obviously they claim to have made a bot which will automatically do the best strategy for you, which remains to be seen. To be honest, I am a bit cautious. I do like this game. I won't be putting too much Tron into this just in case it does burn through it. But you do need to have at least 2,000 of the poker tokens locked frozen in order to use the bot. And what's going to happen is we're on stage 3 at the moment, and what happens is 1 million tokens. So what they're going to do is at stage 5 they will add 1.5 million to the dividend pool. Stage 10 they'll add 3 million, stage 15 they'll add 6 million, stage 20 they'll add 10 million. So there's a lot of stages left. If we just have let's just turn the music off, it's a bit cheesy. You can see here that there is 80 stages. 10% for promotion, 10% for operation. There's no white paper, so we can only presume that these have already been pre-mined. They're not on an exchange, and you can't get this token on exchange. They have said that they're not willing to go on exchange to stage 20, and they'll blacklist any exchanges that try to list them. So that's good. So the only way to get this token is to mine it. You can see, so the stages don't only go up 5 Tron, so stage 80 it's 445 Tron to mine 1 poker token. So we're only on stage 3, very very early for Pokertron. This button will be enabled and it'll allow you towards, so there you go, the mining machine will turn on. Any miner must freeze more than 2,000 Tron. So if we have a quick look at our dividends, I've been playing this, we've got 3,670, or the 3,679. I am trying now, as we promote more of these, and obviously as our YouTube videos rank, and the Dapp section that we've had on Crypto Comparator, the reviews start ranking, obviously it does allow us with any dividends that we make as well, and any revenue shares. So we do appreciate clicking on links that we then do obviously roll these, and we do play the games to do the reviews on them, and it adds to the pot. So we are trying to get roughly around about 1% of the mining pool to stay within the dividends. So you can see it's 40% through stage 1. I do see this increasing from tonight through till tomorrow before the bot stage kicks in. Obviously everyone's trying to get 2,000. But yeah, really easy game. For those of you, there's a strategy in the very first video. If you type Pokertron into YouTube, our video comes up top for Crypto Comparator. It's got a strategy in that. I will leave a link, or what I'll do, I'll tag it on at the end of this video. I'll just show this game. There you go. So we've got 2 pairs. So you'd always let this spin in the chance for a full house. There you go, it's got 2 pairs, we just doubled up. Depending on how much Tron we've got in here, I tend to go at 100, but if I'm losing I will move down and I will go up, and that I do suggest people do the same as well. So Pokertron, really good. Blackjack coming soon, but for now I think they're going to mine these stages, get the dividends kicking over. FOMO starts on Monday, so if you bet a 400, same timing clock down that Tron Crush added. Dividends are looking good for the stage. I think we just looked at that briefly. Yeah, so 724,000 dividend pot so far. There's 2.4 million of tokens frozen, 2.1 million, sorry, frozen, 2.4 million frozen. So there's 300,000 aside there, whether it's people not willing to freeze them, whether it's people hanging on to them in order for them to go and exchange, we don't know. But you can see if it just stayed like this now, we'd get 1,200 Tron back. So yeah, it is worth doing. Tron. So Tron again, Tron really good. They kind of pissed a few people off, to be honest. They said they were going to launch a new game, and instead they launched a new game with a new token. I do think they should have listened to the community a bit more. They should have listened to like some of us YouTubers who was telling them what they should and shouldn't do. But basically they launched Shoot, and what Shoot does is it feeds high-low. So the token for Do is 100 million, which we know is the golden number for these now. There's only 60% open to mining. There's 40% that have been pre-mined. Be cautious with this one. There is talks, obviously there's more frozen, or there was more frozen than what was mined. So obviously the devs were selling some of the tokens. That's the only thing it could be. Shoot again, 100 million, but 100% of this, anything that's earned from Shoot, will go to 20% will go to fund the Do pile. You can play Shoot with Do tokens. Anything that gets used will get burned. But what they're saying is they're collecting it and then they'll burn it at a later date. So it does remain to be seen whether they will burn that, whether they're holding it. It should be burned straight away, if I'm honest. And they do need to be a bit more transparent, obviously, with the way they've treated the community and stuff, if they're going to get the trust back on. It's very, very early to mine this. I mean, if we look, it's, what we're on, 40, probably 42 Tron to mine one token, but you can actually play with Do as well. We don't have any Do in a minute because I've been freezing it. So we'll switch back to Tron. So what you do, it's a lot like Do Tron, but the difference is it's adding an extra element into it. They're quite good, these games, but it does make you think. So if you can see here, it's give us 2 2s. It's quite hard. So basically, if I was to pick the middle one, what happened? There's only 2 2s left in a deck. So if we hit a 2, it'll give me 1,000 Tron. We can't go any lower, but what happens is you donate your money to the fund, so you don't want to do that one. So we know it's going to be higher, so we click to the right. There you go, and it gives us a 9. And then what I ask you to do now, so we can go lower than a 2, we can't, we'll donate. We can say it's going to be between a 2 and a 9, or you can say it's going to be above a 9. So say if we go above a 9. There we go, and we've lost on that one. But then what will happen is the dividends from this, if we just have a look here, the dividends from this, so we will draw that. So you can see here that this dividend here, there's not much in this pool at the moment. That will then be transferred over to here to be added onto that, and then the dividends will pay out. So you can see we've got about 12,000 of these at the moment. I am trying to wait. I've slowed down on this, to be honest, because I'm waiting to see what sort of new news to bring out, because I don't think Shooters had the desired funding that what they thought, and everybody flooding to it. But yeah, a lot of these people need to work on communication. The Eastern devs don't really think about the Western side, and where the population of these Dapps are being played at the moment. But yeah, a bit of marketing goes a long way, a lot of communication as well. I'm conscious of the time of the video, so we'll just rush through these. Tron Raider, not talked about Tron Raider yet. I'll do a separate video on Tron Raider, but I not really played Tron Raider, to be honest. The fact that they weren't launching the first round of divs till the 1st of April, and he was just expecting people to put the money in it, a bit blindsided. But yeah, it's worked out. They've been paying out, and what they've done is they've used the dividends now, they put more money into the game. So they've launched Rage, which is basically a moon game, but with an RPG twist, which is quite cool. And then Bash is basically dice. But what you do is you pick how easy or hard it is to kill the monster, and then obviously you're rewarded Ruby tokens as well. It is quite high to mine Ruby. Let's have a look. So there's 1,000 Ruby for 1,000 Tron for 1 Ruby. They are on some exchanges, but I'd be careful with the likes of Kiwi, Dax and such. You see there's only 82,000 dividends for here. There's 421,000 Ruby token. We've only got 2. I'll be honest, I haven't really played this game yet. I will do it for another video. But yeah, so we've not got much Tron to come. They have got a mining event on this now, so you get ×2 on the mining, so it will be worth us jumping into this and doing a video for it. They are going to be adding a map and other games in future as well. So links for Tron Raider. Crazy Dogs, we've talked about Crazy Dogs. Got into this way back when it first launched. There's 61,000 Tron in the dividend pool. It's obviously kicked me out. I got about 1,800 of these, I think. See, there's 5.6 million of them been frozen. It's only still on stage 1 because it's still got 10 million to a stage. It's only 100 Tron to mine 1 dog token. They have launched a reversion of dog, like a different type of dog game called Dog Dash, and they've got a bonus mining rating going for the next couple of hours. So there's a link in the description for Crazy Dog. Ones that are very heavily marketed on the Asian market but are paying out quite well is TronOY. A lot of people have been playing this. You can see it's still going through. People are still playing. Just basic dice and moon. There is a link for the referral commission in the bottom. It is on the Kiwi Dapps, but I said shy away from that. You can see, let's kick this out. Let's have a look. Well, I've got about 8,000 of these, I think. Maybe 6,000. I think we've got of them. This still in its very earliest stages of this, if I'm honest, and it does pay out. So that's half the battle, isn't it? I think it's 20 Tron for 1 OI token. So yeah, very early in this stage to get into TronOY. It does pay out the dividends if it bothers to load. Check it out for yourselves, guys. Links in the description. TronOY is another one. They all kind of look as though they're built by the same devs now. There's no referral link for TronOY. Just check it out. It is paying out. They've just got roll at the moment. They're going to be adding other games. It's got kind of an auction thing where you've got a bid. I'll show you quickly. I don't really like it though, to be honest. Basically, you gamble with your WoW tokens in order to win Tron, and then depending on who's got the highest WoW, each WoW token at the moment is worth about 10 Tron. I said bid, so to win that back. So you don't really want to be wasting too much on that. The roll's really good, really smooth, really fast, and they've reduced it. So they launched initially, and it was about 1,000, I think. You can see now it fluctuates with what's in and what's frozen, which is quite cool. So we've got about 300 of these. Full disclosure, I've been buying some on the exchange and been mining them as well. You see the dividend pot is paying out in 24 hours. I think we've got about 1,200 off this before. Good functionality about this one is you can thaw within 12. You can unfreeze your tokens within 12 hours instead of 24. If you do it within 24 hours, there's no fee. If you do it within 12 hours, then they'll actually burn 20% of your tokens. So just be wary of that. It all depends on how quickly you want your tokens back. But if we're doing these, obviously, to win Tron and to get daily dividends as well. So TronOY, keep an eye on that. And then news circulating, so we'll do a separate video on this. But Tron Vegas, one of the older ones, launched, just probably didn't get off to a bit of a bumpy start. It's got a lot of games, still going. This dividend pool is shocking, if I'm honest. You got a lot of people winning a hell of a lot of money on Dragon Tiger. The divs are next to nothing. We've got a referral link in the description below. If you check the dividends, so you can see there's only 20,000 dividend pot. Very early for this. It's at stage 1.7. So it's 672 Tron to mine one V coin. There's 10,000 or 10 million, sorry, V coin frozen. We've got 5.7. So I'm just going to try and get to about 10,000 of them. But the reason I'm talking about Tron Vegas is they're launching some brand new games. They're launching a buy option like GACX in the next week. They're going to be doing different UI. They're going to be bringing Hold'em as well. So with the right marking, Tron Vegas should be huge. So if you've not already got into Tron Vegas, link in the description below. Check out Tron Vegas. Games really work well. And mining is a good addition as well. And then 888 Tron. Let's have a quick look at this. So 888 Tron, I do think this will still stand the test of time. It's not gone anywhere. Devs are still working, communicating in the Telegram channel, talking about what they're going to do, what they've got up and coming. So they have done the burns. Recently bought back some of the tokens. You can buy Tron directly from them. The dividends, you can see we're mining stage 34 now, so it's still getting mined. Total mined is 21 million tokens. Total frozen is 19.6. So there's quite a few in circulation. We've got 1,500 of these now. It's about 4 Tron to buy, so it is still cheaper to buy on an exchange than to mine them. You're going to play the games, but each to their own. You can see the burn back functionality there. It's here, the burn log. So they burned 8,000. They've got 35,000. They're going to keep doing this for the next 3 months to take them out of circulation, which is good. And the reason why I've not froze mine yet, because I tend to see what the dividend pool's like now, and then I'll check it tomorrow, and then I'll freeze them, and then I'll unfreeze them once I've got my Tron. Yeah, so that's it. We'll be bringing you new videos in the coming days on GACX, on TronOY, which is a new one. A bit more in depth about Tron Raider. We'll talk about the new changes and the new updates to Tron Vegas. Rumours of Tronotopia launching this weekend. I hope it's true, and I hope they do actually launch. We were involved in the testnet last Sunday, and it looks really, really good. If they do launch, it's the 4th launch now, or 4th time's lucky, hopefully. So they at the right time when they could catch quite a lot of the market, so it's worth doing. But yeah, links in the description for all these, and until next time, everybody, goodbye.